So what do we have next? What's the next condition? Normal operation. Now things are well, the statistic is rising, and at this point some silly people make a serious error and they change the successful actions. They change an established system. Have you heard the expression, a new broom sweeps clean? They come and say, well, things are going too well. It's too boring. Why don't we change it all around? Some new inventor comes in and says, let's put a new miracle wonder apparatus here. We had normal operation there. Well, you don't have to get out your Winchester to shoot off your staff, but feel free to show this investor a small segment of your toolbox, your ancient collection. Because in this condition, no one so much has a right to imply that some changes be made to a working system. Of course, you could come upon the fact that some stupid people think that this step means don't do anything. No, this step goes like this. Don't change anything in what you do. So the person acts in the same fashion, and that keeps the changes happening. Just imagine if you started to do this step in emergency. If you didn't change anything in your actions, where would you get to? The trend would continue and you would have just kept falling and falling and falling. But if you don't change anything in a rising statistic, then eventually it will rise up to a whole new level if you don't make any global changes. The second step is ethics is mild, justice is mild. There are no savage actions taken particularly. So, despite the fact that you shook your fist at your staff members on the last step of emergency, and you threaten to punish them if someone changes something or breaks the discipline, but as long as the statistic is rising, you don't take any harsh measures with your staff, because you don't want to detract from their motivation. It's obvious that they are trying, isn't it? If he's late and the statistic is rising, then do you just let him keep on being late? I would comment it on to him, but I wouldn't penalize him by dollars. Not a bad idea. I see now. Okay. So if it's mild, that doesn't mean it's missing. That justice is mild doesn't mean that it's not used at all. It's simply merciful. Instead of tearing someone's head off, you shake your finger at him, something like that. Interesting. And then you just observe the direction the weekly statistic is going in. If it's rising slightly, you find out what the successful action was, why it rose that week, and you strengthen that. For example, your salespeople raise the income statistic, and your general trend is normal operation. You go to the sales department, and you asked what happened last week that made the statistic come up. It hasn't come up a lot. It didn't go into affluence. It didn't break through the ceiling. It just went up higher than it ever has before. And one of the sales managers is modest, and he says, well, I got a construction company that no one has ever signed up before to sign a contract with us. You say, good. You should sign up another construction company, and you should all sign up construction companies. That would be strengthening some successful action. That's just an example. You have to sit him down and ask, what exactly did you do that you were able to sign up a construction company? Of course. You look at it with your own eyes, and you ask the rest of them to do the same. And the fourth step is, if the statistic worsens slightly that week, the trend is kept, but the statistic has slightly worsened. For example, it dropped to the level where it was the week before last. Then you look what was changed last week, and you'll always find some change, that someone implemented some small change. You go to the sales department and you ask, why is the statistic down? Well, we started working with medical officers, not with construction companies. You say, stop working with medical officers and go back to working with construction companies. You cancel the changes introduced to the system and put in the old successful actions. And thus you juggle these two statistics. A statistic betters, you strengthen what you discovered to be the successful action. A statistic worsens, you cancel or quickly handle what crashed it slightly. Naturally, if the statistic really drops hard, then you have to use another formula. That seems similar to how a person or a group would become a master of something. It is such details that turn someone into a master. This is fine-tuning the mechanism, but at some point you're totally right. This fine-tuning will lead you to either take your foot off some powerful brake or press some powerful gas pedal. Gas, and unexpectedly you will either press some pedal with all possible might that will boost your speed or will get you rid of some hindrance, and that will make the speed go up by itself, and the statistic will blow through the ceiling, and that will be what's called the condition of affluence. And what I want to tell you is that that is the most dangerous condition of all. It's more dangerous than danger, and that's quite interesting, isn't it? Sounds strange. That sounds strange, but many people who rose and crashed as a result of rising steeply know what I mean, and too many of my friends have done this. Those offices in the middle of the city, where the construction was never finished, belonged to the people who misapplied affluence, and that's interesting, isn't it? That's quite interesting. And it will continue to be interesting until such time as I tell you about that formula.